Don't mind me. Yes, I'm driving, but I'm going 3 miles an hour on my driveway. It's long. There's lots of snow. And I just had a thought. You know, this hashtag finish it February. A lot of it, for me, the reason I was so excited is because I do have a pile of things that need decluttered that were projects I started and never finished. And I don't know why I never finished them, other than maybe I had an interruption and then squirrel, and I had a better idea, or something else inspired me and I just set it aside. But there's some of the things that I really do want to do, but I feel so far behind, and so it's like maybe I should just call it quits. And you know, isn't that funny how that works? Does that work for you? Have you ever, for instance, joined a Bible study, and say you gather weekly and you are working on an actual study guide, you know, together as a group, and you get behind. And so, because usually there's daily homework, whether it's 5 minutes or, 30 minutes of homework, and you're behind because life happens, right? And so then you don't want to gather that next day. You don't want to go to where all these ladies are, where they're going to discuss the previous week's homework, because you didn't have time to do it, and then you feel bad. I think that the enemy, he wants us to not gather together. He wants us to feel like failures and feel guilty and shame for not finishing things, for not keeping up, when really, that is not what's important. So, let's not let the enemy win in here. And let's just decide that no matter how far behind we are, we're just gonna go ahead and jump in. There's no shame in not completing a project. There is no shame in being a little behind. There's no reason we need to be so hard on ourselves. I think we're harder on ourselves than we are on other people most of the time. And what about grace? For grace creations. We need to give ourselves grace and give each other grace. So, one of those projects for me is my Asylum Journal. The Asylum for the Insanely Creative. It is a playlist that, I'm trying to open my gate here to get onto my property. Stop. Anyway, it's a journal that my friend, Scrappy 8 friend Brenda started. I'll link her in the description box, as well as her video that goes with this. But we're playing catch up. And really, I drug my feet because I was so far behind, but I'm not going to do that anymore, because this is fun. This is inspiring, creative, fun. So let's jump into it. And so Brenda's video for this will be linked below in the description box, as well as my playlist. That way, if you see my journal and say you want to make one, you can look through my playlist and see how I did that. And if you want to do the things that we've done so far, you can do that. Again, you're not behind. That's the beauty of it. We're playing and we're having fun and we're getting creative. So let's jump in. Different outfit. Yeah. That's what I mean by life gets in the way. There was no squirrel or anything like that. It was just life gets in the way. So here we are, another day, another cup of coffee. First, I'd like to show you under my desk. Remember, I could not even get my feet under here. I used to have just a old freebie table right here, and I could hold nothing in it. Well, I got this freebie dresser. And I exchanged the dresser for the table, and my sewing machine is still on top. Yes, my coffee. But these two drawers actually have my finished or projects that need finished in it. And when these are full, I have to work on the project. So basically what I'm trying to say is, just because I'm doing it a finish it February now does not mean that I will not have more things that come up that need finished. It just means that this is where they go. This is the container. And so the container is the amount of things I can acquire. Now, if we open this drawer, I've got 1, 2, 3 projects here. And it's kind of hard to do one-handed. 1, 2 here. These here are all junk journal kits that I need to finish putting together for my events that I do outdoors, bazaars. I do have some completed that are in my Ko-fi shop. No, they're not in my Ko-fi shop. That's right. I wasn't going to put them there until I gave you, my viewers, a chance to snag them first at a way discounted price. So I will see if I can find that video, and I'll link it below if you want to see what I put in them and snag them. So we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Okay, here we are. I have a glue gun that is turned on. It's warming up. I have extra glue sticks right here. And then we have our Asylum Journal. Let me turn on some lights here, guys. It's getting kind of dark in here. All right. So the Asylum Journal. This wraps around to hold it shut. I just took it off. And then we opened this piece. And it is the Asylum for the Insanely Creative. Ha ha ha. And again, the link will be below so you can make one of these. It's not that hard. It was actually quite fun. So today we need to find a page to work on. So let's work on this side, I think. So what are we doing? We're gonna play with a hot glue gun in a way I've done before. I have some parchment paper here. And I have the Klimt-style Girl from 49 Dragonflies. And here she is. Isn't she adorable? Now, Brenda uses her own photo, a photo of herself. I don't have one of myself, and I really love this photo, so I thought we would use this. Now, we need to first create a background page. Brenda used some acrylic paints. We will do what Brenda did. We're going to grab water and a paintbrush and some acrylic paints and just kind of make a background for this. So I'm looking at this, and what I was thinking is maybe start with some black. And I'm going to use this and just put some on there. Get my paintbrush and dry off the paintbrush a little bit. And let's just paint some black on here. All right, we've got some black there. And I think we'll use a little bit of brown. I've got raw sienna. Rinse off some of that black. Put a little of this raw sienna there. All right, so we'll call that good for right now. So I wanted to show you, I had already kind of played with a glue gun, and I made a chipboard journal cover. So this is the journal. So do you see? That is just chipboard that I used hot glue on, and then I did this crazy journal binding. You can find it by going to Natasha at Treasure Books. She has a tutorial. It is not easy. It's slightly frustrating. I don't know that I'll ever do it again. Just saying. But it does make it so that your journal, no matter what page you're on, it lays completely flat. So that was another project that needed to be finished because look, hold on. This is the other one I did. But look, it's not put together. That's just the front and back cover. Anybody a Harry Potter fan? Do you remember the video or the movie where he gets a book that you're supposed to stroke the spine and then you open it? Otherwise, like it tears it comes after you and there's paper flying everywhere and it gets you. Anyway, yeah. That's what this reminds me of. Anybody remember what that book was called in the movie? Anyway, so I've got a bunch of signatures here and this needs completed. I decided, no, not going to do it. I didn't enjoy that. And why would I continue to do something I don't enjoy? But I have another idea for another day to complete this so that it still lays flat. So that's another day. But I just wanted to show you that this glue gun idea we're doing, you can do a million different things. We're going to play in the asylum for the creatively insane or insanely creative with our glue gun. But first, let's grab our Bible verse of the day. Oh my goodness. Oh, here it is. All right. Nope, wrong side. Here we go. Hello. 1 Corinthians 6, 19-20. Or do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God? You are not your own, for you were bought with a price. So glorify God in your body. Yep, Christ redeemed us with his blood shed on that cross. Let's grab our picture. We're going to make a photo frame for this. And the way we're going to go about that is with our hot glue. And we could just trace this to give us an idea of how big we need this to be, our frame. I have buttons and pins, but do you see my buttons? How they have some fun patterns in them? We're going to use those in this hot glue. So let me show you. So we're gonna do a good thick gloopy line here. We're gonna grab our buttons and we're just gonna put them down in there because hopefully they're going to make a fun pattern once we pull it up and the glue dries. And then what happens is once the glue dries, we can pull the buttons off and there should be a fun print on there. Another one, we're gonna pull it off the paper. So I'm gonna do one approximately the length I need. I'm just gonna do it up here farther. And it doesn't have to be a straight line. You can do some loop-de weird things, you know what I mean? And we'll put that button there. And we'll put that one there. And that one there. And then... And this one, look at that. I'm just gonna put right there. There we go. It's empty, yay, we used everything. And then we need one more line. I don't have any more buttons, and that is okay. And of course, we need to let this dry. So let me show you what happens if you don't let it thoroughly dry and if you have pushed the button in too far. Do you see that? It ripped a hole in it because the button was pushed too far down, and I tried to remove the button before it was dry, but this came right off of that paper, the parchment paper. Now, carefully take the button off. This is the one that I was hoping would give a really good print because it's a beautiful flower. And I pushed it in too far and it left a wonky hole. Darn it. But that's okay. I'm not mad. So let's pull this off and gently pull that. Oh, that worked. Can you see that? Isn't that cool? If I would, oh, that left a really cool print as well. If I was more patient, this would be different. So then what we're gonna do is we're actually going to, I know these aren't done, but I'm gonna let them dry more. We're actually going to come in with some black paint we're going to come in with black paint, and I'm gonna paint it. And of course, then we will need to let this dry. Now, I will tell you, it takes a little while for acrylic paint to dry on this glue. So what I'll do is, off camera, I'll pull these out, and I'll just paint everything black, and I'll let it dry, and then I'll come back. All right, we're back, and it is dry, and I wanted you to see. Isn't that cool? So all those prints actually did show up. I adore it. Now, where in the world did I put my glue? Okay, so I've got some art glitter glue here, and actually I added a little bit of some other random glue in there as well. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this photo and we're gonna glue it down. And then these are going to go around it. However, I first want to make sure it's gonna fit. So that's a little bit big. Where are my scissors? Here's a pair. And so I'm going to go ahead and just trim it off around the corners. There we go. And I am gonna go ahead and trim that piece off. And then this here is gonna get trimmed. So I'm just trimming it so that it fits. So then we grab our glue. I'm gonna glue this side down first. Now with those journal covers, I put the hot glue directly on to the surface. So then I didn't have to use glue. Okay, and then we'll do the other side. And we'll let that dry and we'll come back. Not totally dry, but I'm gonna use some of this cobalt turquoise paint and my finger and just come and get a little bit on there to kind of, how do you say, maybe enunciate, I don't, what's the word I'm looking for? Accentuate some of the little bumpies, you know? And I know I got some right there. It's quite all right. Not a big deal for me. Really get that down in there. Because I could actually just give it a little bit up there, and then I'm gonna come in with this pearlized vermilion. Oh, hubby's home. And oh, the puppy is like, my dad's home, my dad's home. I'm gonna get some pink down at the bottom, down here, and then a little on this, here and there. I'm loving this. So Brenda uses different colors, and hers is fabulous as well. She uses like silver and gold and just, yeah, different. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of this on some of the edges around here. And I think I'm also going to add some of this blue, because I'm loving these colors, even though they don't necessarily go with her photo. Now, I've got all this extra paint left. Let's spread it around all over here and let it dry. And we'll do something with this. This is a glassine bag. And I'm sure that now that it's got paint on it, we can do something fun with it down the road. But it needs to dry for sure. All right, so there is our glue frame. How fun is that? Yay! So we're not quite officially caught up with the Asylum Journal, but almost. Brenda just recently started working in it again, and it is a series because it's something that takes a little bit. And so we will jump in on that after we do a couple of other things. So that is our entry for today. And I'm going to just say that this is a photo of a friend who decided she wanted to join in on the Asylum play. Yes, and if you want to know more about the Asylum, just check out the playlist below. And if you could do me a huge favor, leave a comment, click like, and subscribe if you have not already subscribed to my channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.